This afternoon, we have the fabulous Phelps brothers, not Weasley. James and Oliver Phelps, give it up.
Hi everyone. How you doing?
Good.
A Q&A panel, and Suzanne, who we just pointed out a minute ago, at the end of this aisle, the Q line will form behind her. So if you have a question for James or Oliver, please form up now. And if the line gets too long, we'll kind of wrap it around the back of the ballroom. So how has your DragCon experience been so far, gentlemen?
Yeah, really enjoyable. I can't remember how quickly the whole weekend's gone for us, but everyone here is, as you all know, everyone seems to be having a great time, and yeah, we're exactly the same. Really enjoying it. James, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I'm having a great time. No, it's really cool. It's been 3 years since we were last here in Atlanta at DragonCon, and I can't believe it has been 3 years. It seems like it was only yesterday, but we've had a great time. Thanks so much to you guys for making us feel so welcome. Cheers.
Okay, go. It's on there.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to know if you were naturally ginger.
Maybe no. It's well, our colour's gone back in the bottle, as it were. But we've had a great time playing ginger characters the whole time. Although having our hair dyed wasn't a bad issue. The one thing I won't miss at all was getting around. No, most people don't seem to notice that they actually bleach the eyebrows as well. I won't miss that at all. Yeah, no, we've had, it was quite fun though being here.
What question does everybody ask?
Well, the other day when we had a panel, people, which I'll say this now just in case, people made reference to the Deathly Hallows of the events that happen in it. So quite good if no one could mention any of that, just for people who don't know the events, what happens in that, if that's cool. So just say that, just because it's not fair to people who don't know what's going to happen, kind of thing. But apart from that, what's the question do we know?
No, really, just really, how's the whole time been here? So it's, as I say, there seems like a mutual ground that like we can all talk about, like cool costumes people have seen, parties people have been to, so just general really.
Okay, I want to know what went through your mind or how you acted after you found out you got roles.
Did you get the roles? I'd probably gone off to university and studied geology. That was what I always loved doing, geography at school. Yeah, like a few of my mates did actually, so it's probably what I would have done.
I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. I don't know, I guess that a lot of my friends that I was at the school are doing something very hands-on, so something very hands-on. I don't know.
Okay. Weasley's our king. But my question is, which was your favorite movie to film out of all the movies filmed so far?
To film, they've all been really cool, and they kind of blend into one when you try and think back, because but I think for a set shoot would be Goblet of Fire, because there was like new locations all the time. There was loads more guys around. We were always the older guys of the younger cast, as it were. But when Goblet of Fire came around, Stan, Katie, Rob all came on board, so we had a great time hanging around with them. And for me, that would be the Goblet of Fire.
I'd say the same, I think, but like Oliver was saying, they all kind of blend into one like 10 years extreme. But I guess I can't really say that one particular film was better than the other simply because we just had such a great time. And what's unique about it is that it's not just a normal film. It's because for 10 years you get to know everyone as genuinely your friends. So it's, you know, you're working with your friends so much. So I guess all of them.
Hi. I saw you signing at the Hilton earlier, so I wanted to know how was the walk up that mountain to get from there to here.
We cheated actually. We got a car. But you know, we did do a bit of the walk yesterday when we were walking around last night. So it was a bit knackering. But I think then the guy who was walking up in a full like spacesuit really, wasn't it? You could just see his whole panel just kind of flowing, like steaming over. I don't know if he made it up the hill or not.
Hi. I posed the same question to Tom Felton last year. I was wondering if you have any really funny on-set stories.
What did Tom say?
He was saying something about Alan Rickman, who
And he stood on his
was
cloak.
like, "Don't step on my cloak," and then he did.
I did, yeah. I guess there was on the Half-Blood Prince. I worked on the AD department for the shoot as well as acting. I was working on the crew side as well. And what the ADs do is basically do what, like, they're the go-betweens for all the crew and look after the cast at the same time. So they kind of put the first week on it. They're like, right, you know the cast, you can look after them. And I was with Matt Lewis, and he was like, and he was acting, and I said, can I get you anything then? He said, yeah, a cup of tea would be good. I said, all right, and the end's over there, go nuts. And then I got a message on the radio from my boss Stuart, and he was like, no, you've got to go and get that for him. I was like, he's got 2 arms, he can go and do that. That getting used to that was something different. And then there's some of the things which I think will always stay at least and only between the people which it happened to. So you can go for any of them.
Yes. Well, there was one which happened a few years ago. There was always for some reason, James, myself, and Rupert as well, we kind of get into like a prank war with different departments. And the one time it was with the makeup department. One of the worst people to come up with really when they're doing you up in the morning. But anyway, and one of the apprentices there, we kind of convinced her that we had a hiatus, 6-week hiatus, and she went away on holiday in her car. So we decided to get the details of her car, even down to a chassis number and everything, and called her up, claiming to be from the DVLA, who run all the licenses and everything, saying that she estimated that she'd had a parking fine, and by law we have to get hold of it because it's reached over £1,000. And we recorded this whole conversation, and we kept going. Like, we kept it going quite well, and we said, she said, oh, can I have an email to get in contact with someone? So we said, okay, and we spelt out like OLIVERPHELPS @.u.com. And she said, okay, well, I'll email them. She still didn't click. So she said, can you read that back to us? And half she said, oh, yeah. So she wasn't happy at all. And even worse, when we decided to Bluetooth it to everyone else in the studios, and she never came back.
We do know her though, she's fine.
She's doing alright for herself now, but yeah. A little bit bad.
I wanted to ask, what's the most dangerous thing you guys or anyone has done on set?
That's dangerous. I don't know, what do you think?
I don't know, I mean, I suppose a dangerous thing would be going over to a few of the older guys and interrupting conversation with them. Could be a bit intimidating, but I mean, dangerous, I mean, it's all really safely secure and everything. If anything, you get a buzz from doing, especially like some of the harness work, and then you get a real buzz, like the Quidditch work and everything. So it's, I've never said I've ever been in any danger of being filming these things.
When you first started filming, like the first movies, how many takes did you guys have to do?
Well, it's always one for us because we're so good. You know? No, that's a lie. The first time The Sorcerer's Stone was the first movie we'd ever done. So it was I've never been more nervous in all my life, to be honest with you, as getting on the set for the first time, and they put a microphone on you, and then as soon as they put a microphone on you, you learn very quickly you've got to watch what you say because they can hear everything. So, but yeah, I guess that it was, I don't know, averages really. The first thing we did was pretty straightforward. It was just us walking around around the train, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the train at King's Cross, and that was our first thing we had to do, so it was pretty cool. But I guess it just averages on the scene really. I mean, there have been some takes which have taken quite a while, especially the visual effects stuff, like in the Quidditch when you're flying, because your movements have to be inch perfect to match what they shot with everything else. I think I got up to number like take 30 or something on that because my arm wasn't up high enough or something like that. But yeah, on the whole, I think we're pretty okay.
Thank you.
Hi guys. First of all, thank you very much for making the characters that I enjoyed so much in the book just as enjoyable in the movies. And second, I was wondering how much of your own, not just personalities, but your own relationship with each other, that experience fed into the characters that you played, aside from what the director made you do, etc., etc.
I think they kind of rubbed off on each other to a point, you know. It's parts of George what kind of got into my personality, for better or worse, I'm not too sure. But I mean, in relation with each other, you know, we're quite close anyway, and especially with other members of the Weasley family as well. You know, we all get on quite well outside of filming, so I think that shows in. Especially in certain scenes when you see, say the joke shot when you've got Ginny and Ron in there, Fred and George are taking the mick out of the type of thing, you know. We have that type of relationship with Bonnie and Rue.
Are y'all planning on doing other movies or continuing acting?
Yeah, that's the initial plan. I did a little tiny independent thing in the UK a couple of weeks ago, which was completely different to Potter in general. We shot, as like a 20-man crew, and we shot in an abandoned hospital in East London, which was the scariest place I've ever been in my life. But it was a lot of fun, so I mean, it's one of those things which may never see the light of day, or you guys may see it one day, I don't know, but that was a lot of fun, so hopefully to continue down that path for a while. We're quite lucky that the rest of the year we kind of booked out with, November we start pretty much globe-trotting promoting the next movie, and for us, I mean, that's just a buzz line because we're in the film and that's great anyway, but when we travel, we love to travel and explore everywhere, so that's what I'm looking forward to for the rest of the year, yeah.
Yeah, I can only say what you said.
Thanks.